and you
That's
look for Ultima Unknown. If you just look for Ultima Unknown,
doing it right now.
you should be able to find this chat, this stream.
Ultima Unknown. Single word, no space.
Should be single word, no space. Yes.
Let me share my screen. You can see what I'm looking at. But when I type, this is what I get. So, like, there's a couple of heavy metal, dude playing classical guitar. So these are the recommended videos. Am I in the wrong category? Should I be looking for
um,
other?
yeah, I would say blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's not to be none of those. How would you find me? How would you find
Let's
me
see.
online?
Explore Ultima Unknown.
Yeah, if you
Enter.
just typed in Ultima, it's not all
No.
Ultima Unknown, and then I search for it. Oh Jesus, I don't know how to like fucking spell it right. I guess
Oh, that you? One subscriber. That might be you. This one?
probably Christian's probably my only subscriber right now.
No, you have two. Is that you?
It should be like a picture of either it should be a picture of like Sonic the Hedgehog theoretically.
Oh, because this guy has like two videos of a white baby
No, that's not me.
from 11 years ago. So
Okay,
clearly not you.
what if you try and search for Stephen Wheeler? Like say you just try and look for Stephen Wheeler. So
Do, do, do,
STEPHENWHEELER.
do.
You might find it that way.
Couple of comedians. A preacher giving a homily in church.
Here, let me.
A
I'm gonna
doctor.
I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna send you a text in the
Yeah,
nerds chat,
yeah.
and then that should just get you the link directly.
Let's do that. Du, 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 du. So we're gonna copy this,
And then
and I'm gonna drop it in my Google Docs.
oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's done. Like,
now I'm starting
that's
to
it.
understand what the purpose of that is. Okay, so like I could change that. I could make this something else. I could make this like an image. I could
There we
choose
go.
this. Can you see it? So like I could do something like where'd all my like background pictures go? I have like a billion of them that kind of just cycle through, but
Interesting. And there's like a little bit of a delay
there will always be a delay because you're going to be in the call live or as you're talking, but then what you'll see on
versus
YouTube
what's
is
on the. Yeah, yeah.
mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm subscribed to you now.
Okay. And so you can hear it like how does it sound? Like if you go into the chat, could you send oh my god. Could you send like a chat thing in there?
Create a channel to join the chat. Oh, that's why. Why? I know why.
Hmm.
It's because I'm using my work computer, which is logged into our Google account. That's why it won't let me. That's why. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I can't create an account and chat on this, but I can join onto the thing and see it and see the video. That's why.
Okay.
So I need to do it off of need to do it off of like a personal computer, which I don't own right now, but I will. Or I can do it off of mobile, which would be like a phone or an iPad, and that's doable.
Yeah, see if you can do it on your phone. Like if you hop
Let's do
uh
that shit.
I don't know if it would let you or not.
subscribe. This is the fucked up thing. I got multiple YouTube accounts because I got like my personal account, and then I got like my oh, this is the account I talk about gun shit that I could get fired for. So I'm in it. So this, you can see it. See the delay. Don't see the chat feature though. That is very interesting.
I can't do it because I'm actually in this thing, or it's.
Let's see if I hit testing. Oh, there we go. Just type a chat testing.
Okay, so let me see if that shows up for me in a second. Gear pinch, yes. Am I able to say something back? Check. You can open this chat in a web browser, and then I can say something like.
Because I'm very curious, like how those people like they're doing reaction videos and shit, and there's like a chat live if they want, or if they're doing stuff where they're talking about shit. There's one of two ways where they just do it off Google, record it, and then just post it, right? And then I see dudes where like it's live and they can answer questions, and then they save it after the fact, and people can like look it up later.
Yeah, so like I can say like welcome.
Yeah.
But like the idea would be like I can send that back to you. I don't know if you get. Let me know if you catch that or not. Or if it shows, I just send a message that just says welcome.
I see the welcome. I see the welcome.
Cool. So yeah, like the idea would be you could do this with YouTube or whatever, and then as we're going through, you could like people can pose questions or something like that. They can say what's up or whatever, and then go from there. And then that way, like we can kind of get it going. We can do a couple of things. Like I can create a poll. Who would and then I can say things like, oh, like
like ideally would be there's this guy, he comments on MMA and UFC stuff. His name's Luke Thomas, right? And he's not technically inclined, so if he figured it out, you could do it. He does it off of YouTube, and what he'll do is like after a UFC card, he'll start live streaming immediately, and people can type in the chat, and he'll answer the questions, and he'll also he'll be like, I just want to talk about this shit for 20 minutes, like the fight that just happened, and he'll give his take, and then he goes, now we go to the chat, and then he'll go through the chat and start looking at questions and answering questions and shit, and then when he ends it, you know, like say you missed it the next day, you just go to his YouTube channel and it's already saved, right? And I was like, that's really sweet, right? And then sometimes he'll do it where like he has a co-host where they'll do the same thing, like they're commenting and there'll be shit in the chat, you know, and they'll have their topics where they're not even looking at the chat, they'll just talk, and then at the end, then they'll look at the chat question, and it'll be saved at the end of the thing. And I was like, that's really sweet, and it's all through YouTube, I think.
So I can do something like boop. Oh, whoops. Boop. All right, cool. It's not the end of the world, but like. So we could do stuff like this, so we could have this going on, and like this is easy to do, like this is hella basic, but like you can have those conversations that you want, and like depending upon how you want to do it on there, like you can even like I can probably set up a scene so that like if we're chatting, and then if I wanted to just like change it to be something else, like I can do like intermission or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
I gotta go take a break or something like that. We'll be back in a bit. Yeah.
Or even like I can set it up so that like there's an intermission here, or like if we need to do something where I change it, or if we want like the screen to show like what we're trying to show, like if we're like Googling something and then like we find whatever it is, like I can push the button and switch it over so that it's the web browser screen instead. I can put like a little survey on here. Who are you most excited? I don't know if you see the survey now.
Yeah.
Dom.
Let's see.
I can do that. We can. I should be able to like theoretically put this on here.
Oh, cool! On the app, when I you know, you go to the home part of the app, it shows you it's like, oh, live right now. You know how like it shows the icons along the top?
Yeah.
Right. So like I tap on you and like, oh, it's showing like the live thing, and then I can tap on that. It opens up the thing, and now I see like the quiz.
Nice. And then I can put music on in the background while we're doing our thing. Like, there's a lot of things that we could do, and this is like super basic, and I want to try and make it like prettier. But this is the idea. Like, we could do this and chat it up about whatever the fuck we want, and just do a podcast, and that's it. The beauty of this too, exactly what you were talking about. Like, I don't know how I would set up the overlay. It would probably take a little bit, but I could probably set up the overlay so like we could get like Javi to hop into the convo too and talk about it.
Yeah.
That's like, now that I've been able to do this once, like this is a lot easier to pull off.
And so I guess the next step on my end, if this works, I want to learn how to set this up. Like, say you're sick and me and Javi want to keep talking. I got to learn all this background shit, but I mean, I think I can pick that up if I just, once I get a, you know, I can go to your place, you can show me what to do. And then I guess I just need to buy a decent webcam.
Yeah, honestly, see if your job will just expense one for you. Fuck that.
Yeah. Actually, I don't want to push things too much. They let me like, yeah, if you want to just work at home the whole time, you could, like, they're very slick with me about like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, I don't want to take liberties.
Yeah.
Plus, webcams, like, it's like small price to pay for something fun. I'm wondering if it's worth it to take the mics that we have, or at least the mic that I have, and hook that bitch up into like, so for better sound, or if this is sufficient, is just using my headphones, you know?
Yeah, like literally. So what I'm doing right now is I have my gaming headphones on. That does it pretty much for me. This is the little mic that I have now. It's got like a little arm on it now, and chat it up, honestly. Yeah, I think it's good. You can do that, and then I think the microphone will make it so that they can hear you a lot clearer. So like, one of the things that I get annoyed by is in some of my streams, like, I don't know if you can hear it now, but I have...
Oh yeah, it's all muffled and shit?
No, not that it's all muffled, but when I'm typing on the keyboard, because it's a mechanical keyboard, it's loud as shit. But if you have like in your mic will do it, in Streamlabs, you can set it so that it puts noise canceling or noise suppression on it. So that way, like, it won't hear your keys typing, for example, but it still catches your voice just fine.
Yeah, the key tapping doesn't bug me, but I could see how it would for some people, so that's kind of a cool feature.
Yeah, dude, this is it. Super easy to pull off. Like, now, once you figure it out, so I'd say, like, maybe what I'll do is I'll play around with it some more. Maybe we can see how Javi likes it, and then
that's cool.
And then we can get it cracking from there. I think the only part that I'll have to figure out is how do I switch from YouTube to Twitch, which isn't super hard. I think I'm just being lazy about it. But if this saves it every time I switch from like YouTube to Twitch, like, that makes it super easy, because I have like my whole setup for Twitch, and if all I have to do is switch over to YouTube instead, like, that's fine. Because every time I go on Twitch, it wants to try and stream to both at the same time, and like, YouTube is totally fine for the podcast, but for Twitch, it's all my gaming stuff, so it's a little different.
Is it like the quality of the video, or?
Nah, it's more of like, what I'm trying to work on right now is like where people can find my stuff regularly. So like, I like made an Instagram account that's just all my nerdy bullshit. So instead of like all my friends that don't care getting a bunch of like stuff that they don't care about and like wanting to unfriend me, I was like, all right, I'm gonna invite people that would actually care about any of that stuff, and then they'll get that regular streaming on the regular basis. And then Twitch is where they'll find me for every time I'm like playing a video game. And then I figured YouTube is like the place to go if you want to hear us like chat it up about
talk
whatever.
About like, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. If it's cool, let me share with you. Let me text you the page of like Luke Thomas, of us like man, that guy's got a really slick setup, and like he didn't spend that much. I might need your help on how to fucking hook up my Shure mic and do the setup he has, because I was like, fuck, this looks sweet. And like, they have guests and shit like that, and I was like, I like this format. don't have to watch the whole video. Yeah, just skip around, but see, like it's a split screen where it's like them talking to each other because a lot of times they'll be remote. Like one guy will be in New York, one guy will be in California, or they can't be in the same room together, or like they do it when they have guests, which would be like Javi joins in or something, somebody else calls in and stuff like that. Where like, oh, like that's really cool. And then like afterwards, when it's ended, like it just gets saved. The thing that they do that I think is slick is like little things like they have a set agenda of topics they need to talk about, and at the end there'll be like questions from the audience, right? But then like at the bottom there'll be a letterhead of like, okay, right now we're going to talk about Floyd Mayweather, you know? It feels like sort of like, you know, when you watch like Sports Center or some shit, like the topic of like the Rams, it'll be like some text at the bottom of the screen to know what they're talking about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looks super professional and slick.
They have something like
a graphics package or something like that.
There's a bunch of like theme overlays, and like you kind of have to set this up. So like this, what we're seeing right now, like you could count this as one scene, and then like you could theoretically set it up so that the next scene is just like if I'm like, oh, you know, Norm has to step away, so I'll go into like intermission, and then it'll just like show this little background screen, and it'll have just this one, like my screen on here, for example. Or I can switch it up where it's like neither of us, and it's just this screen here as we're talking about whatever the hell we're talking about, and then kind of going on from there. So like once you have it set up once, like this is one scene, like I can have this saved forever. I can make another scene where it's just switching over, where it's just like your screen as you're talking about something, or like Javi as he's talking about something. The picture that they have where like they clearly have it set up so that they have like the two screens next to each other, so, and then they have like the picture going on in the middle there. That part is probably like getting the frame to like show whatever is on a particular screen. Like I don't know how to do that yet, because what I was doing is a lot of like fidgeting around to make our webcams sort of fit this little overlay that they have for our screens. So it's just trying to figure out how to make it so that it would like show a picture at any given notice. Like the picture that I have in our background now, it doesn't match whatever the hell it is. I literally had it take a screen. I took a picture, saved it, and then like have it showing up on there so that it stays there basically. So that's it. But yeah, I mean, I think that there's a bunch of stuff we can do to try and make it better. Like eventually I'm sure that there's probably other stuff that we can get really into the nitty gritty for, but like this right here,
get something started.
Yeah, talk about whatever the hell, and then get it going from there.
Then over time, like we just make small improvements. Dude, have you ever seen Rogan's very first podcast?
No.
It's rough. Like you think that like you see what it's dark like this and shit. Like they're just hanging out, they're literally smoking weed in it, and they're just like and they're talking about like just random shit, like locker room talk, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Right. So yeah, no, like you got to start somewhere, and that's cool. Random question, not related to the podcast, but maybe you know, what would I look for? Okay, you know how you see like a video, and sometimes you'll see it in sports videos, where it's like there's like a white line that points to whatever it is, and then like the line extends, and then you see like text. You usually see it when like they're showing off like a new car or something like that. You know, the line goes like, oh, carbon fiber brakes, and there's like a line that points from the tire out, and then you see text that says that. What kind of application would I search for to be able to do something like that to a video?
So
that makes sense, kind of.
You mean, so like, let me make sure I get this right. So like, let's say you're showing a video of a car.
Yeah.
And then you see like the rims, and then you have like
a line pointing from like the rims, and then like
it
goes text to like appears,
and like text appears, and it's just kind of like showing like, oh, like blah blah
carbon
blah, blah,
fiber
blah.
rims and shit. Yeah.
Those are probably like overlays that you could be able to like either pay for or something like that. I don't know where. So like this theme that we have here that shows off like all the different little like pictures and stuff like that, like I pay Streamlabs like once a year, and then I just have like access to all of their overlays, all of their themes that get built and then you can download them and have them set up however you want. So like this service has that. I imagine that like iMovie or something else probably has some type of overlay something or other that you can do, but I don't know off the top of my head where you would find that. You might be able to. You might be able to hit up Malik. Might know because he does a lot of videography himself, so he might know that. Otherwise, who else might know? I don't know who else might know off the top. Oh, Berto might know off the top of his head.
No worries. It was just like a random question that I wanted to check with.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, dude, this is dope. So I think we can.
Oh, we got something that we can work with, which is exciting. And
man.
dude, I'm looking forward. You, me, and Javi can join in on like a podcast and just talk about random shit, dude.
Absolutely, we got a lot of like cool stuff that we could hit off of too, like between like the Halo TV series and
series,
Boba,
No Way Home.
No Way Home,
and it leads into like the Doctor Strange of like, fuck, man. I hope that's not a joke. When I saw that screen cap of like the credits, I was like, fuck, man. If they can make that shit happen.
I wholeheartedly believe that it's probably like a joke thing. There's no way that they have all of the like Mr. Fantastic makes sense. There is no reason that they would be able to like just pay to have Dominic Toretto. It makes no sense to me. If they did it,
kind of makes sense because it's owned by 20th Century Fox, which is now owned by Disney. Which
Fast and Furious is owned by Universal, so it's like a whole separate.
Okay.
Yeah, like if it was like if it was 20th Century Fox, I'd be like, these sons of bitches, they're crazy. They're just throwing things in there now.
And Transformers is Legendary, which is Warner Brothers. So I'm like, Warner Brothers is DC.
I doubt that they would do it, but I could see like the Mr. Fantastic, and I could totally see like the.
They bring Chris Evans as Johnny Storm.
I think that would be funny. I think it'd be such a cool like little nod.
He's like cocky and an asshole, like he is. You know, he's Johnny Storm. That'd be dope.
I just need like people to be like, he looks. Never mind.
Kind of like...
Yeah.
Tom Cruise as Tony Stark would be great because he was actually the studio's choice to be Tony Stark.
I think he would play it pretty good too. I would even say like honestly, like in my heart of hearts, like if there was like a whole Secret War movie, there should be like another version of Tony Stark where like he gets dark with how he's trying to protect his world. I could see that 100%.
Yeah.
Like, give me a Tony Stark that like lost his Pepper Potts. Tom Cruise could probably knock that out really good. Absolutely.
In this world, this Tony Stark. Yeah, I'm excited to see like what it. I feel like there's a chance we could get all three Spider-Men, all three Peters, Peter 1, 2, and 3,
to show up again. I mean, I feel like they would do it wholeheartedly. I think they would do it in a heartbeat after like No Way Home. Like, 100%.
Yeah. Like. Plus, I'm so glad that Andrew Garfield, they're going to close off Amazing Spider-Man.